Hi, everyone. Welcome to Glitch and Glow, the podcast where digital dreams meet soulful self care. I'm Ariel.
And I'm Edna.
And we're social workers by trade, and we're your hosts on this journey through the worlds of tech, wellness, gaming, and Black womanhood.
Each week, we dive into real conversations, level up our self care, decode the latest tech, and celebrate the wins, big and small, in our communities.
Whether you're here for the healing, the hacks, or the high scores, you're in the right place. So grab your tea, your controller, or your headphones. Let's tap in.
Let's tap in.
All right, y'all. So let's get into boot sequence, where we boot up and sink in. Here's what's on our minds today. So, Edna, let's start off with the glitch. What's been a thorn in your side this week? What's going on?
So it's funny because I was like, what's a glitch? And so I feel like this is a reach. I am going to say that. This is a reach, what I'm getting ready to say. This isn't like breaking my balls or anything. Like, I'm fine. I'm not upset at the world. But because it's actually kind of like a great thing. Anyways, so by the time this airs, it might have already occurred and we'll have an update. But nevertheless, very recently, the Game Awards announced their Game of the Year nominations along with other nominations. And so I'm going to specifically stick to the Game of the Year nominations and share them with y'all. And then I'll share what my glitch is. Okay. So the game nominations for Game of the Year this year, which will be taking place on December 11th, if anybody is interested, they are first, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and lastly, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So there's a lot of part twos, you know. I am familiar with, I think, all of these games but one. I have not played a single one. That's my glitch. I was like, damn, I played some games this year. I really did. Not one game that I played. And it's a reminder that like I'm not playing the most popular games. It's a reminder that like I love an indie game, you know, like I don't know. And so I think that it's totally fine. I'm not actually upset about it, but I think that's like a minor glitch of like, dang, I wish I could really vibe with one of these right now. And I think I actually probably would have played Donkey Kong Bonanza, but that's only available on the Switch too. At least I think it's only available on the Switch too. I'm pretty sure. So didn't play that. All these like part twos, like Silk Song looks hard as hell. It's not for me. Hades looks hard as hell. It's not for. I don't like to be stressed out anymore, friends. Like we know that. I played Death Stranding one. Didn't finish it. It started getting spooky. I didn't like what my man's was had his delivery pack and would be leaning. I was like, get me out of here. Beautiful game. Had to get out of there. Wasn't for me. So like I have experience with some of these games. I've seen them around. They haven't really gotten or piqued my interest, but yeah, so I don't know. It's not like an actual glitch, but it's kind of a glitch of like, dang, I wish one of these games I was like, ooh, yes. You know, like when the Oscars come around, you're like, I've seen these movies.
Yeah.
This one needs to win, you know, the music awards, whatever. You'd be like, ooh, and I can't. I'm just like, okay, well, whoever. And everybody thinks Expedition 33 is gonna like blow everything out of the water. And again, haven't played that one either. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
There's still time to at least start one of those bad boys, depending on what you got going on. There is time to at least start one.
I appreciate you. And you're not saying finish it, actually. You're not saying finish it.
Just start.
You did say just start. You did. So I was like, girl, you can't finish that by the 11th. These games are long.
Okay, chose some words carefully, okay?
You did. I was like, you know what? Let me catch myself. Let me reel it in. But anywho, so those are the games, you know what I'm saying? These are the ones that are up for Game of the Year. So more to come. I'm sure I will share which game actually won. Might be a little late on it, but I'm gonna share with y'all eventually. So that's my glitch. How about you?
So my glitch is kind of like a two-parter. Nothing serious, nothing wild. But I know in the last episode my what did you get? my affirmation, my glow mode was perseverance because of my hair, right? I was taking my hair down.
I
Mm-hmm.
forgot it. It looks
Okay.
good.
Thank you. However,
I forgot.
let me walk you through what's
Okay.
happened here. So this
I
was
got
the
too
first time I
excited.
had got you did you got excited. It's gonna turn into a glow though, so it's gonna be such a smooth transition. But
Okay.
so it was the first time I got boho braids, and so I was like anticipating it was gonna take me a minute just because like you have to do all this extra stuff, right? So like it took me the whole day to take my hair down, which didn't love that, but whatever. But parts of my glitches are one, I got a little scissor happy when I was taking my hair down. And I fixed it. But when I was like cutting the braid that, like, was not my actual hair, typically when I get braids, I get like a color. Because, like, one, that's how I play with color because I don't dye my hair. I just like play with color in my braids. And so when you have that, I can see where my actual hair stops. But when I got these last braids, I got my hair color so I can see where the braids stop. So I was out here cutting my hair, like actually cutting.
It's so
my
funny because you're
hair.
like, oh, this is worth the risk. Like knowing damn well you should have just.
I shouldn't have done it.
Down.
I shouldn't have done it. Like, but I was like, I've been doing this for hours. I have to stop. I must shave off some time somewhere. And I thought I got it and I didn't. And so like I'm like taking my hair down, whatever. And I finally get all of it out of my hair. And my hair was so uneven because it was the first side I did it. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. It was like noticeable. And I was like, oh man, I gotta fix it. So I ended up having to like overall, and because some parts like I did fine and some parts I like legit cut it off. And so I was able to like even it all out, but I ended up having to cut off like 3 inches of my hair because I was like doing the most.
Friend.
Oh, that's so
a wild
dumb.
Story.
That was so dumb.
I did not think you were gonna say that much hair. That's crazy.
And like I said, it's fine. It's turned into a glow. So I have a lot of hair, so it's fine. But like,
I am cracking up.
Yeah, that was a dumb time for me. I was like, this is why you get color, because you don't be making these mistakes when you get the color. But whatever. So that's part of it. And the second part is I told y'all that I was gonna put The Witcher on when I was taking my hair down.
Oh, yeah.
So I watched the entirety of the most recent season.
Okay.
So
what you're gonna say? I'm like on the edge of my seat. What are you doing? Tell us.
Friends, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I'm gonna try to be so kind in doing this. Hey, Liam. Hey man.
Oh no. You
tried so hard, and like I imagine had our guy Henry never have played him, maybe things would feel different. But that's not our situation. That's not our reality. And I know we've talked about the growl on this podcast before. And there's a right way to do the growl and there's a wrong way to do the growl. And our good friend couldn't figure it out. He couldn't figure it out.
Oh, no.
And it was weird because it always looked like there was a smirk. And I'm like, this is not a smirk situation, friend. Like, this is not what it's supposed to be. So I say that to say, if you want to watch it, go for it. I think just how we talked about one of our early episodes, how you just got to go in with the correct amount of expectation. Just lower them, and then you can have a good time. But like,
wow.
He did his best. I think if there was, a participation ribbon, yes, we've got that.
Not participation.
But like,
poor guy. Dang.
We didn't do, in my opinion, We did not do a great job. But, whatever. Neither here nor there. I stuck with it. I was sitting there taking my hair out for 8 hours. So, like, whatever.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was my that was my glitch.
Oh,
That was my glitch.
I was like,
Sorry.
which one is she on? Is it
That
the
was
cutting
my
hair
glitch. That was
slash
my glitch.
and The Witcher? It's like a double.
Yeah, it was the day of perseverance, and I ended up with two glitches. But as I transitioned into my glow, my hair looks great, and I needed a trim, so fine. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
it
wow.
was time for a trim,
When
and
unknown.
we've done it, and it came out looking great. My hair's still healthy. I was really worried that getting knotless would take my hair out, and it definitely did not. So, like,
Mm-mm, not at all.
I'm feeling great about that. And also, another random part, my nails. I got a new set, right? It's so
They're
fun
cute.
because I realized later that they match
They
my
match your
glasses.
glasses. Aww.
What? It was so cute.
That is
Anywho,
cute.
silly little
love
gloves,
it.
but it did
I love
make
it.
me smile. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's so cute.
It looks so planned. Looks so
Oh,
put
yeah.
together.
Right?
Hair, nails, glasses. What a time.
Okay.
What? Yeah, flip it. Let it be great.
Anywho,
I love it.
what's your glow?
My glow, my hesitant, and I don't want to get my hopes up, but I am a little bit, because I can't help it glow, is that Valve introduced the Steam Machine. Have you heard of this, Ariel? The Steam Machine?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so this is a new console slash PC that is coming out in 2026. Is it 2026? Girl, I don't know why. I'd be so confident in having these conversations and I come on here and I'm like, is it this? And because I'm like, somebody's going to tell me I was wrong. But anyways, I think that's when it comes out. And so it's like this Steam Deck times like 6 or more. I forget. They have a new controller. So it's like kind of like for someone like me. I've been on here. I've talked about I want a PC. It kind of does feel overwhelming to like get into the PC thing. It's not a very like, this is how you do it, whatever. It's like takes a lot of research, or you have to go buy an expensive ass PC like off rip, right? And so this allows you to like have aspects of a PC while also being able to have aspects of a console and be able to play Steam and be able to play multiplayer and like do all of these things. Right now, we don't know how much it's going to cost, but people have a lot of speculation. And I think just in a world where, again, I know I've talked too much about that damn Xbox, but like it's going to be $1,200, right? And like not knowing what other systems are going to do. It's just really like hopeful to think about a world in which, we can just be able to play this and have a good time. Yeah. Maybe not spend a lot of money, but also get my foot in the door when it comes to a PC. So I don't know, like PC gaming. So I got really excited about it. Like I saw it and I was like, is this my end? Is this my time? I don't actually have to do all the things to like be a PC gamer off top. Like, I don't know. I'm really excited about it and like hooking it up to, anyways. So I'm really excited about it. This is definitely my glow right now. My hopeful like glimmer, my silver lining about all the things that have been annoying me about the gaming industry lately and being taken advantage of, and subscriptions, just like all of that. I'm like, ooh, is this going to be the one to just like mess them all up and make them actually either bring down prices in some capacity? I most certainly hope so.
I hope so.
I'm really, 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 really hopeful. I could get more nerdy into it, but I will just leave it there and be like, for now, the more that I learn about it, the more excited I get and the more into it I am. And now when I see a game coming out on Steam, I'm like, maybe I can play it on my Steam machine when I get it.
Maybe.
Yes. What a time.
There's hope for us all. There's
exactly.
hope.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So yeah, that's it. I'm just excited about the Steam machine. That's my glow so far this week.
I love it. I hope it is more affordable because yep.
That makes
I'm going to leave it at that.
Just like a little more, please. Please, please, please. And you gave your glow already? Like, it happened. right?
Yes, that
You kind of give
happened.
it back to back. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
I was like, let me just
Mhm.
make sure. I want to give you space. If you want to give more, you can always give another glow. You feel like you did it.
Oh, I think we got him. We got him.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's move into our next segment, and this is the Debug This segment where we talk about today's topic. And we're going to be talking about a showcase that happened over the summer. It's called Black Voices in Gaming. And we're talking about this, obviously, this is late, but
Mhm.
when we were talking about like representation and finding new games, et cetera, I was
Mhm.
like, there's got to be a showcase, right? Like maybe I just haven't heard about it. Maybe the avenues that I've been looking through aren't talking about it or discussing it, but there has to be something out there. I know I've heard of stuff as I've started to do more research. And then Black Voices in Gaming Showcase came up. And although we both are late to the game, I was like, we can
Yeah.
still visit it. There are other people that are going to be late to the game.
Absolutely.
We can still
Yeah.
talk about what it was like. We can still talk about the games. And I will say, in all transparency, this is like the first time that I was like, yo, Ariel. So I'm going to need you to watch this. So she totally knows what we're talking about today.
I
It is
do. I
not a
do.
surprise for her.
I do.
But I couldn't be
Even
like,
though, like,
hey,
low key, I should have rewatched it again, but but it's gonna
there was a
come to
little
me.
time.
We're gonna,
She
we're
did
gonna
not
do our best.
procrastinate. So now it's been a little time for her. Life has taken place, but she's going to do a great job. She's going
I'm
to
gonna
do a
do my
great job.
best.
You
Hmm.
know, you will. You will. And so hopefully today's conversation, of course, will be in that realm of like blackness, representation in gaming. And that's a space that we like to be in. And so if you
Hmm.
haven't heard of this, Black Voices in Gaming is a black led national nonprofit founded in Oakland, California. And they're committed to increasing black representation and inclusion within the gaming industry. So this showcase, it happened on June 9th. And so, yeah, we're just going to talk about it. I just wanted to start off by saying, first off, Ariel, what were your overall thoughts about the showcase? Starting really, really broad.
I mean, I really liked it. I think it's such a good way to be introduced to new games, to new game devs. Like there are some people on there that I hadn't heard of, and so I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." I also liked the aspect of being able to like interview someone, and it's not just like game, but like and I know we'll talk about it in a little bit, but like being able to interview one of the devs, I think was really, really cool just to kind of see like where their head was at when they were creating it and where they were getting their references and like when we'll talk about it, and those are some of the things that really resonated with me, and I was like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
understand. But I thought it was super cool, and I wish
Mm-hmm.
they did like, I mean, and maybe they do, I don't know, but I'm like, I wonder if they do like do it more than once, like maybe it's not just summer, but maybe they'll do like a winter showcase or you know what I mean, like, or
Mm-hmm.
even if it's
Mm-hmm.
just like a yearly recap or something. I think that would be really cool. So
Right?
I
I need
liked
to
it a
look into that
lot.
for real. Because it was even kind of hard to find this. I was like, oh, having to be really intentional just to
Mm,
watch like the raw this is from them. And even then, I think the version that I watched was still through IGN. So I'm not really sure like how it's all connected. Just trying to
mm-hmm.
find like their website and stuff was a little bit hard. But nevertheless, I totally agree. And it was really cool to see and just know that like everything I'm being shown, if I decide to engage with it, is supporting Black people in some way, which is really, really dope. I think
Mm-hmm.
one thing I was
Mm-hmm.
surprised by that I'm just going to say off top, I was like, do I want to say this today? And I am going to say it. I think some of the games that they showcased, I was kind of surprised that they didn't seem automatically to have leads that were very
Mm,
clearly Black,
mm-hmm.
and or even people of color sometimes. Like still they were very light skinned or pale people every once in a while with some of these. And not that that
Mm,
can't happen. It was just very like, it was a curious thing for me. Like oh, I would love to have a conversation about that choice.
mm-hmm.
And it wasn't every game that was shown, obviously, but there was just like enough games to where I was like, huh,
Yeah.
this was unexpected. For I don't know, I just made that assumption that like representation, we want to see us like as
Mm-hmm.
every character. Damn it, like F it. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, I know
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes maybe there's a choice around, like we still want to make sure that everybody wants to play this game and
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
more people are used to like white characters. So, like, I don't know. I don't have the answers to that. It was a wondering that I had as I watched it that was unexpected for me. But otherwise, I agree with you. Like, it wasn't just showing games like so many other showcases do.
Mm-hmm.
or even having like different content creators. But they also had a whole interview, and they also
Mm-hmm.
had a
Mm-hmm.
rapper on there, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I did want to start off with what you were saying, like the interview that they had. And so
Mm-hmm.
they started off or prefaced this interview by showing the trailer for South of Midnight, which had already been out.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think of the trailer? Was that your first time seeing it?
It was actually. And I was so into it. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I want to play this game, but it's on
Mm-hmm.
Xbox and I don't have that. So here we are.
Yeah,
But,
same, 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 same.
it really, I think the trailer was really, really well done because it made me so excited for it. So,
Right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah, I think they did a
Literally
great
so
job.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. So if you haven't heard of it, if you haven't checked it out, 10 out of 10 recommend at least looking at the
Mm-hmm.
trailer, even if you can't play it, so you can have more context. But who they ended up interview was Zaire. I want to make sure I'm saying their name right. Zaire Lanier, and they're with Compulsion Games, and they are one of the writers. So they're
Mm-hmm.
the game writer and narrative designer. And Ariel, you already talked about some of the things that she was influenced by, and even some of the other
Mm-hmm.
writers, even some of the other game
Mm-hmm.
devs, etc. And she talked about engaging with different things or like rereading or rewatching stuff like
Mm-hmm.
Eve's Bayou, Their Eyes
Mm-hmm.
Were Watching God, Crooklyn, Beasts of the Southern Wild, and even a bit more. So she's a game writer and narrative designer, and she was influenced by a lot of things when it came to help her with her writing, but so were the game devs as well. And so some of the stuff that she revisited includes Eve's Bayou, Their Eyes Were Watching God, Crooklyn, Beasts of the Southern Wild, and then there were definitely more. I wanted to know what were your thoughts about that? You had already kind of mentioned it.
Yo, okay. So I remember watching Eve's Bayou and like Crooklyn when I was an itty bitty. Like
Oh.
I was like a child watching that. Why I
Hmm.
was watching that at that age, unclear. But I I think that it really does. And granted, like I have not played the game, but what I was getting the sense of from the trailer and from the interview is that like it was really, really rooted in like Southern USA, right? And the culture around like Black Southerners. And like, I don't know if you've seen Eve's Bayou, but like that has a young Journey Smollett. It
I do
has a
know that.
young Megan Good. We've got was it Samuel L. Jackson? Was he in that?
Hmm.
Either him or Lawrence Fishburne, one of them. Maybe one of them. I don't remember which one, but one of them. But like
Okay.
it like that movie, I remember being like really unsettled by it as a kid. It
Mm.
has a lot of like um it speaks to like a lot of I'm like, how do I say this? It speaks to like there is like a common narrative amongst Black families that you in-house everything. You don't really talk about things. Like if something has
Mm.
happened, like we don't talk about it. We just move forward. And like I feel like that movie has a lot of that. There's also a lot of magical elements in there. There's also a lot of
Mm.
spirituality in there.
Mm.
And like a lot of I feel like it gives kind of like a Southern Gothic vibe, kind of. And I feel
Mm.
like from the trailer, it was kind of giving Southern Gothic, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, I would tell people to watch it but like, I feel like if I watched it as an adult, I would feel even more unsettled. And it's more so about, not so much about like the magical elements or the Southern Gothic ness of it. There's other stuff that goes on in the movie that is like a little tough.
Mm.
So
Mm.
just warning there.
Mm. Mm.
Um, but it does give a little bit of like a spooky element. And
Mm.
then I was thinking too when she was mentioning Crooklyn, I also remember watching that as like a child and like
Mm.
not fully understanding it at the time, but like
Mhm.
seeing a journey of like a young Black girl just trying to like figure it out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I was like,
Mhm.
I can definitely see elements of that happening in this game. And so it just really brought me
Mm,
back to stuff that I watched as a kid, which again, like I said,
mm.
I probably shouldn't have been watching
I was
it.
like, I saw it
But
as an adult, so it's interesting to hear you talk about that. But I think that's a
there's
lot
a
of
lot of
people's
things that I
experience.
watched that I was like, what was happening? But but I appreciate it now. But like, yo,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's a little some tough stuff to watch as a kid. But yeah, so I
Yeah.
think that was really cool. I also like Their Eyes Were Watching God. I love, love,
Yeah.
love that story. So
Me too.
like hearing that, and they pulled some reference from that, I thought that was like so cool. And it just
Mm-hmm.
makes me really want to play it. Like I just,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. So
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's funny to think about Their Eyes Were Watching God because I definitely have read it, which is amazing to read. Highly suggest
mhm.
to anyone. But do you remember when the movie
Oh,
came
of
out?
course.
We watched
Didn't
it
we watch
together.
it in did we watch it in school?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so we
It
just
was like
watched
on
it
it was like
together.
on TV or whatever.
hmm
Didn't we? Yeah,
I
yeah,
know we
yeah.
watched it together. I just couldn't remember if it was in school or if it was just like on our own.
I
But
think it was just on our own
okay, because
because
we
it
read
was
it.
Halle
We
Berry
read
and
it in
Michael Ealy.
school. I swear. Are we sure
Okay.
we didn't watch it in school? I know because I know we read it in school, and I know I read it in school at
I was like, I
least.
did not. I
But
read that as an adult.
okay, okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, Halle Berry, Michael Ealy. I will never forget. Oh, homeboy gets him. He gets the rabies and being like, "Oh my
Yeah. Spoiler. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. You don't
Whoops.
know who Homeboy is, but Homeboy gets it. Like,
But I mean, it's been over a while, so
yeah, you've had
hopefully
years
you've
and
seen
decades and
it.
years. So
I
sorry, not
mean,
sorry.
book came out before we were born, so.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, no, so good. And I love that. Like, I think hearing you just talk about your experiences and how it does make you want to play the game and think about like
Mm-hmm.
even relatability to the game and
Mm-hmm.
intrigue and curiosity. Like, I think that's part of it, right? When you have something that has representation and you can feel
Mm-hmm.
connected, like, all of that is so important. Um, and then I think about, again, with representation, that's exactly what the writer was talking about. She was talking about how she would play games and just not see herself. And she was like, let me get in
Mm-hmm.
on this. And it was really cool to see her just be like, I'm out here, I'm trying to write games. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
initially was not trying to do that. I think she initially like wanted to be a doctor into the medical field, she was
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Cool. But she was like, here are the games that I started out playing. And it was games like Knights of the Old Republic, Last of Us, and Telltale's The Walking Dead, in which we've definitely talked about some of those games before. And shout out to Knights of the
Mm-hmm.
Old Republic. That makes me think of my husband. He loves that game. Um, but like games that are rooted again in like narrative and storytelling, and her being like, somebody has to write the stories though. And
Mm-hmm.
so she did a lot of
Mm-hmm.
work. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize that for writing, like, you don't necessarily have to go to school. At least this is what they were saying in the interview. Like, you
Right.
can
Yeah.
just really kind of dive into there. And if you talk to 10 different writers, everybody would have a different origin story of how they got into the industry. And I just thought that that was
Mm-hmm.
really dope. I don't know. I just think we've like,
Yeah.
especially me, get in a bubble or like, this is the lane that I chose. This is my expertise. But what would it be like to
Mm.
go and venture into something else? And I thought it was cool that she's just like in there doing it, writing the games. It was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have any other thoughts before I move on from this lovely game? Oh, I actually have one more thought. I like scrolled down from my notes and was like, oh wait. Also I wanted to say, because I brought up the Game Awards, that South of Midnight has two nominations for two different categories, right?
Hey.
The
Okay.
first, I know, super exciting. So like I did only mention Game of the Year, but there were other games and other categories that I was like, oh yeah, deserved. So happy.
Mm-hmm.
So South of Midnight got a nomination for Games for Impact and a nomination for Innovation for Accessibility. So I think that's awesome. I think thinking about
Yeah.
accessibility in gaming is so important. Just for so many people and selfishly for myself, I've talked about, I think so, like getting motion sickness playing games. So I always go to the accessibility features and take
Mm.
down the motion of the cameras because them cameras, they be moving, boy. And I gotta, we need to lower that sensitivity. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like get sick. But anyways, and then they also, I really feel it in my soul. That's why I've
I
had to
know
like
you do.
stop
That's
playing games.
that's why
I'm
I'm
like,
like, oh man.
I'm unwell. But if it doesn't work, like, shoot, now I can't play this game. Like, it wasn't worth it. And then they also talked about a game I had never heard about before, but I feel like it needs a shout out is Subnautica 2. I think it has more to the name, but it's a second Subnautica game. And I'm bringing it up because they were talking about it. She had been a writer on that, and the main character was a Black woman. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to
Mm-hmm.
representation. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now I'm ready. Any last thoughts? Any last
Mm-mm.
things?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So next I want to talk about this again was a very different showcase. So they like interviewed a writer for like a beautiful game, a really unique game, a game that
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of representation. And then they had a rapper perform, and his name was Mega Ran. Mega Ran, yes. And he performed a song like all about video games. He's all about like nerd rap. I've never heard about this man before. It was giving like at least the song that I'm remembering right now, like 90s
Yeah.
TMNT or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like it was called
Yeah.
It's a Pizza Party. It was like referencing a lot of things in games and gaming
Mm-hmm.
culture. And to me, it felt like music that would go really good in a video game. You know what I'm saying? Or like a video game
I was
movie.
literally just going to say that. I was like,
Okay,
this
okay,
would be
okay.
so great. Like, this is a score for a video game. This could be a score for a cartoon based on a
Hmm.
video game. You know what I mean? Like, I totally was
Yes.
able to like imagine that, you know? So
Same,
definitely on
same,
the
same,
same
same.
page. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good to have him there. It was very on par, very on brand for what we were
Yeah.
experiencing. And so I really like that they included him in there. I thought it was super dope. I think everybody should give it a listen. Like, give that man
Yeah,
a listen,
yeah. Also,
see
it's
what's
hard to.
up.
I couldn't write a rap. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I feel like you have to be super duper creative to be able to even do that and to blend like his love of like hip hop with his love of video games. Like, I think that's super
Agreed.
dope. So
Agreed.
yeah.
I totally agree. Especially because he had a song that he seems like he specifically made for the showcase. That was like the
Mm,
opener because he like put in black voices in gaming and like he put
mm-hmm.
in a whole bunch of games. And I was like, wow, that's really
Mm-hmm.
dope. So I agree
Mm-hmm.
with you. And I think folks should give a listen to Mega Ran. So Megaran. That's how you Mega Ran. Okay, so next we're going to get into the game. So this is like, the showcase happened. They were showing games, and then the interim, they had that interview, and then they had the musical performance. And we wanted to not get those out of the way, but talk about those before we just like went into the games.
Quick fire. Let's
And I'll
go.
keep track. Yeah. I'll keep track of the time because I don't know if we need to go through every single game, but we
Mm-hmm.
will definitely go through a good amount of the games. And Ariel and I are going to say if we would skip or if we would play it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I will also like give a little background to the game. I'll talk about is it available and out right now, and I will try to talk about which consoles it's on. I am saying that because it is somehow, some way, kind of hard sometimes to find out for sure which
Mm-hmm.
consoles these games are on. And I'm saying that because it's just true, and I don't want anybody being like, it's not on this or it is, or please, actually, please tell us,
Tell
tell us
us.
what it
That
is and isn't
actually would be
on.
helpful.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, please let me know, but just know I am a human and my
okay, be
Google
kind.
abilities, you know, I didn't use AI. I like legit used a search engine,
Hello. Hello. Okay.
so
Mm.
here we are. I should at least try to check with ChatGPT one time and be like, "Are you right?" But I didn't. I just used my old school millennial Google abilities. So here we are. Okay. So there were many, many games. And again, we're just going to talk about a few here. I'm saying a few, and then I looked at my list and was like, well, more than a few, but here we go. So the first one is called Ayasa Shadows of Silence. It's a
Mm,
platformer game. It is a girl who is the main character. It has this like dark, kind of creepy vibe. It kind of
mhm,
reminds me of Little Nightmares. If you've
mhm.
played that game before, anybody who's listening, it's that little boy in the like yellow raincoat. I've played it. It is very scary. I did not finish it. Somebody's gonna be like, it's not scary to you. To me, I was stressed playing this tiny child who was dying left and right. I could not pass the levels. So, anyways, this is what it was reminding me of, this Ayasa Shadows of Silence. It is currently available. It's available on PlayStation, the Switch. Xbox, and Steam. So Ariel, for you, play or skip?
I would play it. I like that
Okay.
it's spooky. You know what's so interesting about me, and it doesn't really make much sense. But like I love like I love to read like a thriller. I will play
Me
one.
too.
I will do a VR. Like that's my jam, right? Can I
Oh,
watch
VR. Oh, yeah.
Yo?
You will. We've talked about that. We've talked about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I think on the
But
podcast, but yeah.
maybe probably. But like what I can't do is like watch one, just like watch it. That unwell. But can I play it? Absolutely. And it looked really cool to me. I thought the graphics looked really dope. So yeah, I
Mhm.
would definitely play it. I would definitely play it. And I'm curious about her. I think that's what it is. I'm curious about,
Hmm.
the protagonist. And I think that's like mostly what it was like, yeah, I want to see what this is about. So
Okay.
yeah.
I need you to explain a little bit though. You can
Does it
like
make
engage
sense?
with scary content everywhere else
Yeah. Yeah.
except in watching it on the television
I
in the
don't know what
movies.
it's about, friend. I don't know what it's
It's too much
about. But
immersion. You're like, I'm not moving anything else. I can't
honestly,
get
I
it out
think
of
I
me.
think that's what it is. I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's like a lack of control. I don't know if it's like I don't get to like use my brain in a way that feels like I have some control. I don't know what it is about like watching it, but like if I watch something that's horror or scary or whatever, I
Mm-hmm.
the nightmares I have are outrageous. Like they're out of control and I like cannot move on unless I watch what I call a palate cleanser, aka Lilo and
Yeah.
Stitch. Something
Yeah.
very like bright and happy and like colors and all that because like
Mm-hmm.
if not, like I will literally have like nightmares about it for a while. So I don't know why
Mm-hmm.
like watching it does that, but everything else doesn't. Like unclear, but
It's just so interesting.
yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a
So
weird thing. My
interesting.
fiance
Because
really
meanwhile,
has a hard time with it. He's like, I don't get it. And I was like, it is what it is. I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, props to you. Props to you because I will be skipping this game. And again, I also want to say, just because we may skip or play it, that does not mean anything for you. It's just our
hmm
opinions. Like for
Right.
you, still, I really think you should check this out. Look at the games, look it up here. Again, this is something I will be skipping, but Ariel will be playing. So,
I'll be
like,
playing. Hmm
to each his own. But to me, knowing how I get a little spooked out, I gotta skip it. I was looking, I was
hmm
listening. It was girl, it was the music alone in the trailer. I was like, oh no, no,
I was like,
no.
woo hoo hoo.
Yeah, it like started off dystopian, then there were some creepy creepies with no
hmm
heads, and I was like, oh
hmm
my god, these
hmm
long arms reaching for homes. I said, look, this is taking it too far for
You
me.
said,
But
good luck to you, girl. Good luck.
I hope someone can help you double jump. I don't know if you're gonna actually double jump, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta just not get caught, girl. So that was tough for me. That was tough. It was a little too scary, but it's good to know. So that one is Ayasa Shadows of Silence. I think that's how you say it. Ayasa. Yes, yes, yes. Ayasa Shadow of Silence. So the next game is called Toss Down. That's TOSS down. And this one's interesting because it's a solo game dev. So, like, one guy created this game all by himself. And it's kind of
hmm
old school. So, you're delivering packages in a time limit, but the environment, like, got super crazy. There were
hmm
fire meteor rocks falling from the sky. You know what I'm saying? There were, like, missiles coming at my man's, people coming at him, all sorts of obstacles. And as your character, there are different types. You can have special abilities, upgrades, and perks. So, depending on what character you choose, you can be able to have different abilities, perks, and upgrades, and all sorts of stuff. And so, it's really simple in that you're really just like a courier, where it's a courier, right? A
Yeah,
courier, okay,
yeah.
where you are delivering something. And so, it kind of reminded me of that old school Paperboy game, where like
hmm
you literally from like the '80s, where you literally just go around delivering your paper, and then there's some obstacles every once in a while. So, it's
hmm
nice to see a game that's like really simple in that way. It's not available right now. I think it's still in development, but once it is, it will be on Steam. So if you're interested, it is a game that you can wish list and or just stay engaged with to see when it finally comes out. So Ariel, are you going to play it or are you going to skip it?
I would play it, but when I was looking at that game, all I kept thinking about was like, this would be great in an arcade. Like, that is what came to mind for me. And
Hmm.
y'all know I love an arcade. So if it showed up in an arcade somewhere, yes, 100% down. But like, I feel
Yeah.
like if I was just like playing it at home, like, probably not. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think it was just such a throwback to like, the old school games. It just felt really, really nostalgic. It felt like old, like Sonic, or you know what I mean? Or like
Hmm.
it like gave that vibe. So that's what it
Yeah.
made me think of. So if it like showed up at an arcade, we will be
Hmm.
playing it. But if not,
Hmm.
eh, you know.
Yeah, that's a good answer because I feel that in my soul too. And I think that's
Mhm.
why like I thought about Paperboy. It felt very arcade-like in that way.
Mhm.
Um
Mhm.
like I love the idea of playing something that's simple. Every once in a while I'm like I don't need all the other stuff, right? Like I
Yeah.
just want to have a quick goal, a quick level, you know what I'm saying, to get through. But I think initially my thought was still like just to skip because it did look stressful sometimes. Like it looked
Mhm.
very fast paced and it did look like it would be fun when you could actually make it there. And then eventually the challenge would make me like, okay, like
Mhm.
I'm not
Mhm.
winning that much. So if you're really good and you're fast paced and you're able to maneuver and jump on cars and buildings really fast, I think it's for you. And I think it's a great concept, but I think it's not something like I'd play it like you're saying for a little bit and then I'd be like, okay, cool, that was fun at the same
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
I like the idea of it and I would play it for a little bit. So it's like a medium. I don't know. Like a
Yeah.
hesitant play. Like a play if it's available, but I wouldn't buy it. I don't know. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Or
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
I would buy
Yeah.
it for the right price. So maybe it depends on how much it is when I just want to play something that's like
Okay,
quick.
that's fair. Yeah.
You know, like it's almost giving like a temple run. What's that other boy?
Yes.
Subway
Yes.
Surfer. You know, like something like I could play
Mhm.
quick when I want to. I
Mhm.
could definitely see me playing in that vein
Yeah.
for sure. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Another game that we want to talk about today is called Go North. And this is also a solo dev game made by a Nigerian. And he was very big on like having Game Your Eyeballs. You'll get it. You'll remember Ariel.
Yeah, I'm like, what is
Um,
this one?
he was very big on like saying like, hey, in Nigeria, we're developing games and they're very much on par with games developed anywhere else. So that was his
Mhm.
big like note that he wanted folks to take away on his platform. And so it's a narrative driven game. You're exploring environments, solving puzzles to find your way through these mazes. That's a like blending adventure and calm. And so he called it kind of a cozy game, which of course had my ears like dee 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 dee.
Mhm.
And he talked about being inspired by two games that I have played finally. And they were called Journey. If you've heard about that game, it's like this beautiful game. There's like no talking in there. The soundtrack is amazing. Just like you're just playing it, and it is also very cozy and a beautiful time. And then Grace is another game that he was influenced by. So I think I'm already spoiling it for myself that I obviously would play this just because of like those two things alone. And then it did look kind of cozy. It did look cute. It did look like some place that you're just like gonna meander around and do what you need to do and like get through, the level. It's not available right now. This is another like on Steam wish list. Pay attention, see when it comes out. And those are my thoughts. How about you, Ariel? I would play it.
Can you does it give Nancy to you a little bit or
No, it
no?
was a little cute character. Like there's a little tiny cute character. And it would like go through a little forest in one maze, and then they were like going through a hallway or a corridor in another maze. And she had like this cute little backpack, and
Oh,
she
did
was
she
like
have
walking around.
glasses? Did she have
Yeah.
glasses? Okay, it's coming to
Mm-hmm.
me. I think I think maybe I would skip. Is that true? Yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards skip. I do like a puzzle though, so that's why I'm like, oh, maybe not,
Mm-hmm.
because I do like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't play as many cozy games, and if it's giving more cozy, I don't know that I would be super super into it, but
Okay.
I think I would be down to try it though. I don't know that I'd be like, yes, let me play this right now, but I think I would be like down to try it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm learning. I don't think I realized you weren't into that like cozy game. So that's good to know. That's
Mm-hmm.
good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last thing we really played together was Overcooked, which I think we've talked about, which is
Mm-hmm.
not a cozy game. I don't
It is
know.
not a
It's just
cozy
not.
game.
So,
It's not a cozy game. I had a
so
great time, but I was
it's
yelling.
okay that I'm learning this about you.
And I don't know that what was happening was really necessary for what was for the game, but like I made it high
Oh,
stakes. I mean, I felt like I really made it high stakes.
it is. It's a high stakes game. To be clear,
It feels
I
like
do not
it.
like when people start
I
messing
was stressed
around.
the
I'm
hell
like,
out.
you have
I
a
was
job.
stressed.
That's hilarious. Okay, well, we were not talking about Overcooked. The game we were talking about was Go North, again, for anybody
Yeah.
who was interested. Okay, the next game was called Ascend, and this is a Zodiac puzzle adventure game. The main character
I got
is a black
excited.
woman whose name is Aurora. She looks like a mix of like Black Panther's mom slash
Mm-hmm.
Storm with like this white, beautiful hair. The character has a little bit of anxiety, which you apparently hear through her like speaking throughout the game and some of the stuff that she's going through, which feels just like hashtag relatable.
Mm-hmm.
There's puzzles, there's zodiacs, there's tarot cards. They were inspired by games like Kingdom Hearts, Jack and
Mm-hmm.
Daxter, Dark Clouds. And so, of course, like for me, the Kingdom Hearts piece, I'm like, ooh, it is now available on Steam. So, Ariel, play or skip?
Oh, we are playing that bad boy. That sounds so cool to me. I think it mixes so many elements I'm already super interested in. So, like,
It does.
yeah, yep, I would play that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I
Yeah,
got.
I don't really
I
have
will
anything to
definitely
add.
play that. Yeah.
Same. I was like, I'm at least gonna
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at least gonna try it. It just looks so cute. I like literally just wanted to be her. I was like, oh my god, she's adorable.
She's
I
so
must be
cute.
her. Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I like the mix of mythology. I like the zodiac. I like the
Yeah.
African elements. Like all I was like, oh my gosh, is this me? Like I was like,
I do feel like it's
uh,
more if one of us was to play it more than the other, it's you. Like you are play. This is
like
you're playing this game. For sure.
yeah, it looks super cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it
yeah.
does. It does. So check that out if you're interested. Again, it is called Ascend. Ascend. Okay, for our next game, it is called Tiny Witch. This was giving like witch coffee house management game or like cafe magic management game. I don't know why this is so hard for me to describe, but hopefully y'all are catching my
Magic
vibe.
management.
The alliteration's killing me. It's feeling like a tongue twister. I'm trying to get it out. um, but that's all it is. It's like you're this little cute witch, and it's like kind of pixelated, and you have like a cauldron of stuff that you need to make sure you're managing, and recipes, and you're serving up some of the other magical beings in the realm or whatever. And it just looked really cute to me. I think obviously I'm spilling the beans. It's now out on Google Play, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. And this is one that I'm like, I actually want to go and download just because it looked really cute to me. And I liked, like, I know that this can be stressful, some of these management games, but I'm like, well, but it can also be a really good time. And it's so cute to me that I'm like, I really actually want to play that in real life. But how about
Hmm.
you? Skipping, playing?
I would play that because that was the one that was actually making me think of Overcooked actually. Like
Yeah,
and
right?
I was like, "Oh, that was really fun for me." I also thought like I think this would be like a fun game to play if you had like a kid in your life, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be like a fun game to play with like the
Right?
kiddos. So, yeah, I would play that. That one looked really fun to me.
Right? Like simple fun. Like we're not doing too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Just trying to
not
serve the
too
people.
much. Yeah, not too much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just serve these cute characters. That's it. Okay, so that's Tiny Witch. We would both play it, apparently.
Mhm.
I didn't know what you were going to say, so that's good to know.
Mhm. Mhm.
The next one is called Roller Girl. You're Naomi, a black girl rollerblading. She usually spends time alone, but this summer she's switching it up. She's around her neighborhood. She's doing stuff. She's talking to people. She has to run errands, fix her car, all sorts of stuff. It's not out yet, but it will be out on Steam. Do you remember this game?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, I'm
Mm-mm.
going to talk about why I would play it and maybe it would be helpful, but maybe for you, this is a sign that you would skip it then since you don't remember it.
Maybe.
It
Yeah.
was very chill. It reminded me of a game. Like, I'm talking about, and knowing now that you're like, cozy game
I was
for
like,
what? I'm like, no, this looked like I'm grabbing my tea. I got a snack. Maybe I can even listen to a podcast while I'm playing. Like, it looked so cozy. But like it really did. So I'm
mm-hmm.
tapped in. It reminded me of this game called Lake, where like you're a lady who's part of corporate, and for whatever reason you don't have to, you're deciding to help your dad who wants to go on vacation, but he needs someone to take over his job for a little bit as a mailman. So without any training or anything, you become like a mailman for like
As one
I think
does.
like
I mean,
immediately I was like, you're not gonna, is this legal? Like, you don't even work here. Whatever. I don't know. But you like are in this small town that's like one little circle. You know what I'm saying? You just deliver the mail. And it's so chill. It's so cozy. You don't even have to drive the mail truck all the time. You can just like listen to the music and the truck will drive itself. Like it's crazy. So this reminded me of that. And except you're like a black girl on rollerblades. And I said, I'm in. I'm playing this. It looks so they're like, "Play your music." I'm like, "I will." Like I think it's going to be a great time. Count me in. Take my money. Please let me get the Steam machine. This is a game I'm going to be looking for immediately. Like I'm ready to play this. Did it help to jog your memory?
no, but I think that is so sorry.
It's
I'm so
okay.
sorry. But
It's okay. It's okay.
I think that you're right. This is probably indicative that I will probably skip this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I need a little more, so yeah. Seems
I
a little
like
too
it.
chill. You know what I'm saying? A little too
Mhm.
chill. So
Okay.
yeah, I'd probably skip
Okay.
this one.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. There's another game then that might be up your alley. Wait, before I move on, I know sometimes we say the games really fast and it's like, what were they talking about? That was called Roller Girl. Again, that's
Mm.
Roller Girl. So another game that I do want to discuss was called Advent Neon. This is also a solo dev game. This person even created all of the music, like literally from scratch, solo dev,
That's
everything
so
about it,
cool.
right? It's a 2D platformer, super fast paced. You're
Hmm.
like this little neon green dude, and you're like running around through the levels. It's out now, it's on Steam. Do you remember this game?
No, this was getting a little farther and farther in. I feel like
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
I
I'm like
skipped around. So
forgetting
this one's a
it.
little bit more towards the beginning, but hopefully this will help.
Oh,
It
okay.
100% reminded me of Sonic. Like sometimes you're on rails and you're going very fast, and like the only thing that was missing sometimes to me was the rings, and you're like bouncing, bouncing, bouncing and having a jump. And like I think there are sometimes, and I have played Sonic, my husband likes this game, and I'll play and I'll be like, I don't even know how your brain and your eyeballs
It's
and your
going so
hands are working
fast.
together.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
understand. This is not fun for me, but for people who like a traditional old school Sonic of like I'm moving
Mm-hmm.
fast,
Mm-hmm.
I am
Zooming.
so top tier in my reflexes and processing. This game is for
Mm-hmm.
you. This game is
Mm-hmm.
definitely for you. I will not play it. Just watching it was stressing me out. I was like, I will never make it anywhere. But I think the guy was like super excited. And obviously, it's really cool to see something that's made by one person in just like all of the
Mm-hmm.
ways. So, really dope. I'm skipping it. Would you play something like
I
that?
would play that. I would play that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
I
like a
bet.
little zoom zoom, Yeah, and especially if you're saying it reminds you of Sonic, which is like one of my favorite games. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I would definitely
It's
play
one of
that.
your favorite games?
It was one of my favorite games, like way back when it was like when all we had was Sega, and it was like this is what I'm playing. Like I
Sega.
really did love Sonic
Yeah.
back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. I did. And then I like have never beaten one. It really does stress me out. I think even as a kid, when I was like sometimes peaking as a gamer, depending on the game. Girl, let me just say this real quick. For shits and gigs, I like re-downloaded Crash Bandicoot the other day. Like, I just want to play this.
Yes,
But I had to
Crash.
re-download it and it was taking forever, whatever. So I think I was like pretty much ready to go to bed but I was like, oh, let me grab it, see if it downloaded. Let me just play a level. Girl, that game, I don't know how as a child I had like 100 lives, never died, best timing, like whatever. I'm just so impressed by my younger self because my 35-year-old self, girl, I'm sitting there after every time I died, cussing. Every time I die, I'm like, oh, shit. Like every time. My husband's looking at me like, are you okay? I'm like, just like I just you just hear him, whoa, every time the little angel self coming up from the ground. I'm like, F you, Crash. I hate it. Oh, it's such a fun, classic,
Oh
nostalgic game,
man,
but it actually raises my blood pressure.
that one was so fun for me back in the day. That was the game that actually they had Crash at the orthodontist office that I went to, and like when
Oh
we were all
yeah, you
getting
talked
like
about this.
braces, that's what we would play while we were like waiting to go
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
doc. Yeah, I
It's so
loved
fun.
Crash. Yeah.
I was a peak player as a child. Now I'm like, I really be thinking like we should leave this in the past. Like you're just never gonna be as good as it used to be. Leave it alone, girl.
Mhm.
Okay, the last game that we're gonna talk about is called Reloaded. And this is a game that has African characters. They seem like a family, minimally friends. They all know each other. And they're all like super powered in some way. And they're stealing back African artifacts and belongings from Western museums. It's not out yet, but it will be coming out on Steam and Xbox. What are your thoughts, Ariel? Play or skip?
I would play that sucker. I love the story. Are you kidding me? Let's steal back our art? Absolutely. Let's go. Like, and I love it's
Mm-hmm.
like a little family of thieves, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like
Are they
Robin
thieves?
Hood. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Like, okay, I'm here for
Mm-hmm.
it. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
would definitely
Mm-hmm.
play that.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was also kind of giving to me like Mission Impossible because like you
Mm-hmm.
see like the blueprint layout and you have to plan like with your powers it looks like how are you
Mm-hmm.
going to get through all of the arming systems or,
Mm-hmm.
alarms to be able to get what you need to get.
Yeah. I
And it
think
was
it'd be
just
fun
beautiful. Like
to
everybody was
play
black.
with people too, right? Like if you were one
Mm-hmm.
character, I was one character, and you just knew what you had to do. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that'll be dope.
Like
I don't know if it's multiplayer or co-op, but that would be a
that'd
great
be
idea if they did have
so
that.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to that, but we'll see. We'll see. You see, there's so many Steam games, so I'm like,
I know. I was like,
please.
I need to look into it because low key, I was like, okay, maybe this is the year we're gonna get an Xbox, and now I'm like,
Oh, not me swaying you
maybe.
real time.
Maybe I need to go and look into this Steam situation because okay.
The only one is South of Midnight. I'm like, man, if y'all don't
I
have that,
know,
but
I
I'm not buying it for that. Sorry, I'm not gonna do
know.
it.
No,
I
but
can't do it.
yeah.
So again, that game was relooted. Of course, I'm playing it. I mean, quite easily. It took like nothing. I was
Mm,
like, oh
mhm.
wow. I mean, it was just
Immediately,
so blatant.
immediately, I was
I don't even
like,
feel like I need to do the or like nothing. I'm just like, yes, period. Done. Playing it. There are other games that I'll give some shout outs to. If you want to say anything about them, Ariel, please feel free. But other games mentioned were The Rabbit Hall, Advent Neon. I know we talked about Advent Neon, Scrub and Trouble, Althea, The Wrath of a Fairy, Shadows of Chroma Tower. And I think that's mostly it. They had like a big compilation at the end, and I probably missed a few, but those are the ones that they really took some time to showcase. And so if you're interested, still go check it out. We'll have the link to the YouTube video on our description. And Ariel, any final thoughts about the showcase? Any last things?
I just love that they do it, honestly, because I know like when you had done that episode way back when, I was like, I don't even know where to look for these games. I don't know that
Right.
there are many out there, and I think it's just so cool and like important that they're able to showcase like these black game devs and black protagonists and
Mm-hmm.
all these are just like very black games. Like we've been
Mm-hmm.
looking for games that represent us and they're here. And so I really love that the showcase like, gives people the information because we want to know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Truly. Yeah. Shout out to Black Voices in Gaming for real. Because I
Yeah.
wouldn't have known otherwise. And so I'm going to keep being on the look. If I find others, I'll definitely bring them up here. But I thought that would be fun to like switch it up and talk about those because it
Mm-hmm.
completely aligned, like you already said, with some of
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that we've already talked about. So that's it. Black Voices in Gaming Showcase 2025.
Super dope. And y'all like, yeah, I don't know if you're gonna stitch the video or show the people, but or oh god, it's late, y'all, and I don't have words anymore. If you were going
I can't even help you. I'm like, what you
to
gonna
add
say?
the link to where the showcase is for the
Oh, yes.
listeners, my
Yes, I will.
god,
I was like, dang, what is she really gonna
I don't know
say?
what I would say.
Like, stitch it? You know I don't know how to do that. What could she mean? Whoops.
Woo.
Yes, it
Anyways,
will be linked.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
Linked is the word. Good grief. Okay. Well, we need to shift on into glow mode. We're going to save it. We're going to save it. Okay. So, our next segment, glow mode, space for wins, wisdom, and words that lift us up. So, Anna, tell us a word, a phrase, an affirmation that sets your intention for the week.
Play. I totally like now that I've seen this and seen these games, I'm at least gonna do the Tiny Witch one. I'm gonna play something. It's clearly been on my heart because I downloaded that damn Crash Bandicoot, but like I need to play
Mm-hmm.
something different, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play something between now and the next time we talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Just play
Love
something.
it. Yeah.
How about you?
I think I want to do a little more research on this Steam situation because now, like, the light bulbs
Ooh.
are going off, and I'm like, this could be kind of cute. So, yeah, I'm gonna like look into it a little bit and,
Yes.
see, I because you were saying you didn't know how much it would cost, right? Like, that
No,
information's
they
not
haven't
out yet.
released it yet. I see
Okay.
everything from like $600 to 1,000. Still, everything I see is projected at being cheaper than
Mm-hmm.
Xbox, but it's still like I think
Mm-hmm.
people are just saying numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do some Googles and do a little research and like have a chat with my fam and see like can we make this happen? Because I'm like
Hmm.
getting really really excited about it. So yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna focus on. Yeah, yeah,
I feel like doing this. That makes me excited. Who knew? This is gonna be the episode. This is it. I'm like,
yeah.
let me chill out. Let me rein it in. Like, are we gonna become the friends that we play online together? Finally, I was supposed to make new friends, but might as well stick with the ones you got. Yeah, I love that story. I'm gonna ask you. So, what'd your research tell you? What'd
Yeah,
you
yeah.
learn, friend? Love that story. All right. Well, remember you can tune in on YouTube and Spotify, and you can follow us on IG or email us at glitchandglowpod. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks on Tuesday. And as we power down, remember every glitch has a glow up. Bye, y'all.
Bye.